Cash doll.
Bugsy on the beat.
Let me tell you a little something about me. I'm a boss bitch, straight up out the 313. Yeah. The only thing on my mind is getting rich. I go.
Okay, y'all, so I'm back at it. We're doing a DIY ponytail. What you're gonna need is some hair from the beauty supply, a elastic mesh cap, ruler, hair combs, and tailor's chalk. Let's go. Okay, y'all, so let's get into it. So first, what we're gonna grab is our mesh cap, our mesh elastic cap. So it has a little toggle on it. It's a piece of mesh with elastic sewn along the edges. So what I'm doing is testing it out, making sure that this bitch ain't faulty. Because if I find out that this bitch don't stretch and do what it needs for it to do as a ponytail, I will be pissed and I will be calling Amazon with a complaint. Please believe somebody's getting cussed the fuck out. But it turned out it worked great. Next, you need tailor's chalk and a ruler. You can get this online on Amazon, or you can get this at Joann's or any fabric store. Next, we have our hair combs. Our hair combs come from Amazon, and they also have these in several colors. I bought mine in black because the roots of my ponytail are black. But if you go on Amazon, they have, I think, like silver for blonde and then like brown for brown hair. They're just really cool combs that have like little satin strips so that you can stitch into your wig or your ponytail or whatever. Real easy and convenient, so you can secure that motherfucker down. Okay? Snatch proof wear. Alright, next is my beauty supply hair. Do not judge me that I bought beauty supply hair. It's the DIY project. If you want to judge, take your ass over to somebody else's channel and take that hate somewhere else. But here, we like to ball out and look luxurious on a budget. Okay? So, right here, I have this hair. It is 24, 26, 28 inches. And it came in a 3-pack. I had enough hair to make 2 ponytails. So if you see this brand, just so you can get 2 ponytails about this bitch. Okay? It was real nice, real lengthy, and real full. Just saying. I vouch by this hair. And it was not, you know, as tangled. So let's get into it. Just an FYI, guys, please be sure to keep the hair organized and separate according to length, because that is important before you start to sew it onto anything. We want to make sure that the lengths are correct and in the appropriate place and area on your mesh cap. Okay, y'all, so get your ruler and tailor's chalk. We're going to make straight line markings all across this elastic mesh cap. I did 1/2 inch spacing in between each line. Just an FYI, the closer the lines are, the more dense and heavier the ponytail will be. So if you do anything more than 1/2 inch, it'll be less dense. Less than 1/2 inch, it'll be denser, which equals heavier. Okay, so now that you have your mesh cap markings and your hair, you want to make sure you get the longest length of hair first, because that's going at the bottom, so we want length. You want to measure out a piece of hair that matches the length of the line you made on the bottom of your mesh cap. Okay? And if you want thick and fullness, I did 2 layers on each row. And then I did 3 rows of each length of hair. You want to make sure you count how many lines you have, divide that by how many lengths of hair you have to figure out how many strips of hair you will need for each line on the mesh cap. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, leave a comment and I will try and further explain it to you. But you want to make sure you double it up nonetheless. Double up the hair. We want thickness. We want fullness. We want wolf puss. Okay? We want this to be thick as underarm hair. Okay? It's giving armpits. So double that fucking ponytail up. Okay? We want thickness. Thick, 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 thick. Thick. Not thin, but thick. And you want to double it up, and then you want to put it on the sewing machine, and you want to put it on a zigzag stitch. You can do a straight stitch, but sometimes the hair kind of gets moved with the feet, and it's double layered. So just do a zigzag. It's going to make sure to catch the front and the bottom layer of the hair. Okay? Once you stitch that together, and you see how I just missed it right there, prime example as to why I do not do a straight stitch and I do a zigzag. It caught a piece of the front and it caught a piece of the back. Just go back and double tack and double stitch that shit. It does not matter. It's okay because ain't nobody gonna see it. And plus, this is gonna be at the bottom of your ponytail. Don't nobody know you made a mistake but you. Okay, now that we have stitched that double layered piece of hair, we want to make sure it matches on the mesh cap, same as the hair. So now it's time to stitch on that hair to the mesh cap. So let's go to the machine. And you can put it on a straight stitch for this one because it's just easier and just, I don't know. You can do zigzag or you can do straight. It really doesn't matter. I just did straight because I didn't want to chance my machine getting fucked up with the zigzag stitch because my machine needs a little maintenance. So I'm just being a little dainty with her. So you want to place it. Pause real quick. Well, don't really pause it, but just listen. Make sure you do not stitch all the way to the edge. Do not stitch on the elastic on the perimeter of the mesh cap. Stay within. If you stitch on the perimeter of the elastic on the mesh cap, the elastic will not move. Therefore, it's not going to be a drawstring. It's going to be stuck in the big ass circle that it is. So stitch within the parameters of the elastic. Do not stitch on the elastic. Don't stitch on the elastic. You see it? Don't stitch on the elastic. Just stitch on the mesh, okay? Just stitch on the mesh. Cute. We got it? Come on. Okay, so what you want to do now is rinse and repeat the same method from that first track all the way up the entire mesh cap for every line you marked on here, okay? If you want to be a bad bitch and have a thick ass bush hanging off your scalp, then triple layer or quadruple layer that thing. Okay, just know the more hair, the heavier. Now for these back pieces, I did do 4 layers. Only because the width of the hair was not enough thickness and length for me. So that's just what I did. That was my preference. But be sure to do your own thing. Make it your own. Okay, so right here, I'm going to show you how to sew in the combs. So you want to get needle thread. I use light blue thread so you guys can kind of see what I'm sewing because you can't see black on black. So you want to lay the combs, put the satin black edge of the comb along the edge of the perimeter of the elastic mesh cap. Sew it underneath, like below the elastic. Don't sew the elastic. Sew it to the mesh cap. I put a comb on the left and on the right. If you really want to be a slick bitch, put one on the sides and on the bottom. If you think you a tough bitch and a bitch gonna try you on the streets and snatch your hair out, put a comb on the sides and on the top, okay? Make that bitch snatch proof. You feel me? Okay, what you want to get you is some oil sheen right now. Oil sheen from any brand, Design Essentials, Pink, whatever. Anything that got oil in it. Spray that bitch the fuck down. Spray that motherfucker down, okay? It'll just be easier for you to run a comb or a brush through it. Better yet, scratch the comb. Get you a brush, like a pad brush, a wig brush, a denim brush, and just attack it. The more you brush it, the fuller it will be. If you want to be looking like a goddamn wildebeest, Lion King, you know, brush it down. Brush it down, boots. If you want it to be a little bit more thinner, not thinner, but like more sleek and controlled, then I wouldn't recommend brushing it. But me, I want to look like a goddamn lioness. I'm looking for my king, bitch. Okay? And I think I'm going to find it with this ponytail. Brush that bitch all the way down from the ends to the roots. Okay? And if it's not easy enough, spray it down with some more oil sheen. Okay? Let me tell you. Spray it down. Spray it the fuck down. Spray that hole down. Spray that hole down. Spray down. Spray that hole down. Spray that hole down. Spray it down. Spray it the fuck down with the oil sheen. Okay? Whoo, child. Whoo, goddamn. I just really want y'all to see how fucking full it's getting. Like, it's getting full, bitch. It's getting full. It's looking like me 3 months with no wax. Okay? It's getting full. I love me a thick little bush. Ponytail, that is. Yes, sir. It's giving me Shaka Khan. It's giving me Diana Ross. No Supremes, bitch. It's giving me everything. Yes. Ooh, it's thick. It's thick. Oh, I love it. Ooh, are y'all ready for the reveal? Are y'all ready for the reveal?